perfection or protection. Get it wrong to get it right. What you want needs no correction. You're enough without the hype. Take a chance on.
Hello, my beautiful co-creators. Lilu here. Another beautiful interview with the Dyer family. I guess this is the day, really, because right now I'm sitting next to Skye. Skye is the voice of the Dyers.
So they tell me. Yes.
You've been touring with your dad actually quite a lot, haven't you?
I started singing with him when I was really young, and then I've been touring a little more seriously, but it's been wonderful. I get to see all these amazing cities, sing in front of all these great people, and and I get to listen to him speak for 3 hours. So I'm always growing, which is a good thing.
We're talking about Wayne Dyer, the what some people call him actually, it comes quite often, the father of motivation. He wrote many New York Times bestsellers, 30 books. Amazing man. And you grew up, you were raised by this man. How wonderful.
That's the most common question I get is, how was it to have him raise you? But I don't know anything else. So it's been great to me, but I'm always learning though and growing. So I guess that's the best part about being raised by him and my mom. So it's wonderful.
So what did this whole journey of yours started? Where did you start finding that music was your calling?
I was really little. I don't know if everyone has this, but I was about 3 years old and I just begged to have any kind of singing lessons, performance, lessons. And I was too little to really do that, but they put me in this kind of, acting class, singing class where you could just perform, sing Disney songs. And it just kind of grew from there. I knew it was my one true passion. I think everyone has a bunch of them, but I knew it was my dad says the ultimate calling. So, and I've always felt that that's what I love to do and wanted to do with my life. So, that's where I am.
So what did you have to let go, or what are some of the challenges that you might have, or how was this whole path unfolding? Well, this journey, I should say.
It's always changing, because I think as a musician, I write songs also. So it depends what you're going through in your own life. If you can go through a hard, now I'm married, so it's different. I'm in a happy state, but over the years of when I've written heartbreaking songs, you really feel them. And I don't know, it's always been just a path I've chosen to take, but there have been ups and downs. It's not an easy one to always go with, but I always think if it's your calling, that you can make it happen and kind of find your way to finishing everything and making it your love, your daily life, your job, basically.
Would you recommend for people that are out there that really love singing and want also to make a career from it, but there's some obstacles?
Yes, I think everyone knows, if you watch anything about musicians, it's not as easy as it used to be. But I think the ultimate thing is, if you're doing it and you're loving it and you're passionate about it, it doesn't matter if you're on every TV in the world. Even if you're just performing locally, you're still doing it. I guess that's my best advice. I think everyone holds up so much about if you're not famous, you haven't made it. But I think if you're anyone that's getting to do what they love every day, you've made it. That's how I see it. But I know that, everyone wants to be driven. But I just think just keep going at it, keep writing, keep exploring. Always, my biggest thing is to always keep singing, no matter what. You get told no. You get told no a lot in this business, and you just have to keep persevering and going for it. And that's what I always do. I'm lucky to have the audience. I get to travel with my father, so I'm really, really grateful and lucky for that. But you also have to do things on your own. I do a lot of smaller gigs on my own. Whatever I can do, I say yes to it and I do it. So that's my biggest advice. Always say yes and just keep trying. Keep putting yourself out there. Yeah.
I think that might be this view from some people that, oh, you're Wayne Dyer's daughter. How easy is that? Come on.
Yeah, I get that a lot, actually.
Tell us about what you have to face also with that, because it comes great responsibility. You have to live up to maybe not expectations, because he raised, from my understanding, you guys really doing what you love. But it doesn't mean it's easy.
No, it's funny. I have another friend. I'm not going to name names, but her dad is a huge musician, one of the most famous bands in the world. And she goes through it every day also. It doesn't mean that you just get your foot in the door. You still have to work hard. Just because you know someone in the business doesn't mean it's going to be easy for you. But you do have to also maintain, when someone's in the public eye, you want to keep it, you want to keep things sacred, and you want to make them proud. You want to make your dad proud, and you want to, stay focused. But it's not a walk in the park. It's not just because my dad is who he is means that I'm just going to get a record deal. It's not any different for me. I just get a little more people that can hear me. that's the plus for it. Yes.
Do you have some practices daily or some things that you take on?
I mean, it sounds so silly, but I still do scales. It's like working out. You know, if you don't do it every day, your body gets tired and your muscles, you know, don't know what they're doing anymore. So I just have to always keep doing my scales. I always try to write, you know, even if it's just, even when I listen to it back and it's not that great, I still have to get something out there, because I think it's just, you always have to keep your mind going and really writing songs if you want to express yourself. And, you know, sometimes they're horrible, but sometimes there's really good ones in there. And so I try to do that every day.
Tell us about the opening of the heart. You always felt you had an open heart?
I think so. I think I was really lucky to grow up in my household, especially with so many brothers and sisters. You're always so full of love and joy, and especially because we're all so close, that I think I was very lucky. I never really felt what it felt like to not have love. So, you know, I empathize for anyone that doesn't have that. And I think that definitely made me always have an open heart and always feel compassion towards everyone, and it makes it a little easier for me to do what I love, because I only come from love, if that makes sense.
Yes. That's what you know.
Yes, exactly.
How perfect. That's what I love interviewing people in our age groups, because it's so much more natural. It's like there's no resistance to spirituality or all of that.
That's all we know. You can't, I know when friends ask me, you know, is it easy for you? And I think, well, it's been like this forever, so I don't know anything else. And I don't see any other way of living my life.
So how would you describe your mission or your role on the planet, or your life purpose?
Yeah, I think it's always through music, but I think that you always know that you want to do more. I want to help, so the more I can get my songs out there. I get emails a lot just from a certain song that has really touched someone, and that's when I know I'm living my purpose. I'm doing my mission. I think the more I sing, the more I write these songs that are positive and really help people, you know, that's what I want to be doing. And then it can only get bigger. You know, everyone wants to do as much as they can. So, but I think through my music, that is how I'm going to help the world.
And make it a juicier place.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yes. Do you have a message or something that you want to share with us that you haven't talked about, that for you is important to live this juicy life?
I'm trying to think a message. I don't know. I try to just live a kind of drama-free life. Yeah. I try to surround myself with people that are, you know, fun and energetic, but also don't carry too much negative, you know, or a little, you know, negativity. We're human. So not everyone can just get away from that. But I just try to surround myself with that. I try to live a life like that. And that's kind of my message. Life is fun. You know, you should just go with it. And there's always going to be ups and downs, but it's the way you persevere and get through each day. So.
And you're happily married now.
I am for 6 months.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes, it's still odd, but I love him, so that's all that matters. But the husband part still seems very grown up to me.
Children's?
Not yet, but we think a couple years. So we're not giving anyone an answer yet, but we'd like to live. You know, it's the first time we can really live our lives and enjoy. And I still feel I have so much more to accomplish, and the same for him. So yeah, we're kind of going through our lives, and if children come into play, that'll be great, but we're hoping it's a little later. Yes. So yes.
And what's next in your career? Is it touring?
Yeah, I'm going to go back on the road with my dad, but I'm also, as soon as I get home, I'm going to start writing again and really focus on just getting as much of songs as I can written, and feel really confident about them, and probably have them produced, and see where it goes from there. So yeah,
we need songs for this new earth. It really feels like a new earth is emerging. The frequency is raising. There's something happening.
Yes. Oh, I 100% agree. Yeah. I'm going to try to just kind of hone in on that skill and keep it going and do more. I haven't written a CD in a little while. I've been writing songs, but I haven't published anything since 2006. So it's been a while. It's definitely
you do.
Yeah, I'm definitely due. I think I was living life a little too much. I need to go back and really make some songs and get it out there. So
balance is important.
Yes. Yeah. You can have all the fun, but you have to make sure you're being proactive and doing what you love too. So
we want to hear your songs.
Yes. Oh, thank you. I want to share them.
Yes. Good. Well, much thanks. Many thanks for this moment, and I love the synchronicities. After Serena, this is the whole.
There's a lot of us. So, yeah.
How many?
There's 8 of us.
Okay. Wow.
So 3. That's a lot out of the 8. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Much aloha.
Bye.
mirror, check your makeup, hide the dark beneath your eyes. Put some red there on your cheek so no one sees the blue inside. Practice smiling, get your timing, fake it till it's almost real. Check again so you make sure that you...
Hey, Skye is the voice of the Dyers.
So they tell me. Yes.
You've been touring with your dad actually quite a lot, haven't you?
I started singing with him when I was really young, and then I've been touring a little more seriously, but it's been wonderful. I get to see all these amazing cities, sing in front of all these great people, and and I get to listen to him speak for 3 hours. So I'm always growing, which is a good thing. I was too little to really do that, but they put me in this kind of acting class, singing class where you could just perform, sing Disney songs, and it just kind of grew from there. I knew it was my one true passion. I think everyone has a bunch of them, but I knew it was my my dad says the ultimate calling. So, and I've always felt that that's what I love to do and wanted to do with my life. So, yeah, that's where I am.
So what did you have to let go or work?
But I'm always learning though and growing. So I guess that's the best part about being raised by him and my mom. So it's wonderful.
So what did this whole journey of yours started? Where did you start finding that music was your calling?
I was really little. I don't know if everyone has this, but I was about 3 years old and I just begged to have any kind of singing lessons, performance, lessons, and
imperfection, no protection, get it wrong to get it right. What you want needs no correction. You're enough without the hype. Take a chance on.
Hello, my beautiful co-creators. Lilu here. Another beautiful interview with the Dyer family. I guess this is the day, really, because right now I'm sitting next to Skye. We're talking about Wayne Dyer, the what some people call him. Actually, it comes quite often the father of motivation. He's been writing. He wrote many New York Times bestsellers, 30 books. Amazing man. And you grew up. You were raised by this man. How wonderful.
That's the most common question I get is how was it to have him raise you? But I don't know anything else. So it's been great to